Welcome back to another episode of Vass Reacts. We got JP talk too much. I mean, not you talk too much, just JP talk too much. Okay, this anime is straight hands. So when I clicked on it, it's the image of Windbreaker. Yes, Windbreaker is one of the most fieriest animes I've ever witnessed so far. Oh my god, my ring light rate far because I can't afford a fucking stand and I got to tape to the wall like a poor person. No, you just gotta make gotta make something work. So, Windbreaker, most fire anime I ever saw. It's straight hands, story a little iffy oofy, but at the same time, the animation for them just throwing hands is straight fire. And the way everybody fighting style is completely different from one another. My favorite character is the dude with the eye patch because it's like a gentle fist, but he's not really hitting you. It's just self-defense as he fucks you up, pretty much. So we gonna get into this, see what JP got to say if I think he talked too much.
Look, when the topic of hands, the anime, comes up, you will be thrown some of the big hitters, like Baki, JJK.
Oh, he talk about every
episode.
Okay.
Dragon Ball. Some people might even bring up Tokyo Revengers. But ladies and gentlemen,
Tokyo Revengers been made lately.
Tokyo Revengers wanted to be. Instead of just getting straight hands the anime, we got an MC who can't win a fight to save his life.
He was crying a lot. He was a little bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anime Windbreaker blessed us with the demon known as Sakura. No, not her. Him.
Yup. Him.
Is the MC that took
him. Literally him. He is Himothy. He is Himothy Jackson in the flesh.
Revengers deserve. But instead we got Takamichi, who decided to be in a gang without knowing how to fight. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, if you want to support me, join the channel, become a member, and get perks like special emojis, and get your videos early. The GoFundMe for Omi is still running, so if you can donate anything, we would highly appreciate it. And last but not least, this video is sponsored by Aura. Now, we literally start Windbreaker with Sakura finding himself in the middle of getting jumped. Literally, episode 1, bro is getting jumped, and he is holding his own, turning it into a reverse jumping. But before we continue, some backstory. Sakura doesn't look normal. As you can see, his hair is 2 different colors and so are his eyes. He was born like that. And everyone who's seen him is scared of him.
Exactly.
He looks weird. And one thing Sakura doesn't like is weak people pretending they are strong.
Exactly. A fraud.
These goobers harassing a random lady, of course he jumps in and beats the brakes out of all of them. And as usual with all the salty characters, they pull up for a second round with more dudes. Bro literally got his whole crew beat up and pulled up with even more people. So Sakura goes outside and starts putting the work in. Dudes was getting flipped over, drop kick. Bro literally had a Madara moment, bro. Like he was beating all of them. Until the girl decided to come outside and one of the randos took her hostage. Thinking that was gonna do something. But Sakura just runs up to him and demolishes his face, scolding him for bringing a knife to a fist fight. And bro just continues beating the daylights out of him. Until dude on the floor cut his ankles. And now it's harder to move. Bro cannot fight and he still has to protect this girl. And right when bro was about to get thrashed by a metal bat, a random dude came in for the save. He ain't know who this was, but they were wearing the same uniform.
Shock boy.
Time for more
Shock mouth.
Sakura came to this town because he heard there was a school
I got loud. I got loud.
To pull up, beat the daylights out of all of them, and become the new leader. That was his plan. The name of the school was Furin High. So when he sees the Furin students come to defend him and protect him, he is confused. Anywho, they pulled up with the gang and started putting work in. But Sakura's injured, so he's a bench player now. And bro did not like that. Now these Buffering students are the defenders of the town, because this crazy town is just full of different gangs. And this one school full of delinquent fighters took it upon themselves to take care of the people. And the citizens of this little town gave them the name Windbreaker. Now, just like Windbreaker protects this town, I want you guys to stay protected too. I can confidently say all of you viewers use the internet. Maybe a little too much. Which means your personal information is definitely out there on the internet. But with today's sponsor, Aura, you can protect that.
I like how he slid the sponsorship in so smoothly. I'ma watch it. But I like how you slid it in.
Information. And bro, I'm about to hit y'all with some information that's gonna leave you guys flabbergasted. Did you know that Dell suffered a breach that left 3.9 million users exposed?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
And it's not just them. United Health confirmed that 100 million, that is one with 8 whole zeros behind it. 100 million of their users got their data stolen. If you use Ticketmaster, I'm about to put some fear in your heart. 560 million of their users had their data compromised. And worst of all, a couple months ago, National Public Data announced that they also suffered a breach. A massive one. Are you ready to hear the number of people that got cooked?
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube?
Yeah, I've been
chill, guys. Just use Pi. It's a free Chrome.
For one, it's a lot of ads on YouTube now. I need to pay for YouTube Premium to get rid of these ads. Yeah, I've been hearing about this, but this is taken away from the video. I'm gonna skip it. Shout out to you, JP. Talk to my get your ass on money.
After being defended by the foreign students, Sakura's even more confused as to what's going on in this town. Because one, the people aren't scared of him, and two, the school known for delinquent fight is revered by the townspeople. Like, bro, they were cheering as the other gang got their ass beat.
Hell yeah.
To the next day, which is the first day of school for Sakura. And while bro is eating his food, he meets this yellow-haired kid who also goes to Bofuri. And on his way to school, everybody starts giving him free stuff, which weirds him out. He's not used to people.
Yeah, he's not used to that shit.
Until some lady comes and asks him for help, as Nero was getting his ass jumped. And Sakura comes in for the save with a drop kick to this man's face, sending him flying a couple of centuries. And bro proceeds to take out the rest in an instant, shocking this kid. By the way, if I continue with the Tokyo Revengers comparison, you see this guy right here? He would be Takamichi. He can't fight, but the difference...
Pretty much. That's a W comparison. I never thought about it like that. Yeah. That's Takamichi in the Windbreaker verse. That is literally Takamichi. I never thought about. Yeah.
They should have gotten a story about Mikey, not Takamichi, in my opinion. But anywho, bro put up to the classroom already stretching. He knew what was gonna happen. He was ready to scrap. But fortunately for him, all the scary-looking guys greeted him. Yeah,
that's my guy right there. Yo, with the iPad.
Everybody heard about it until they asked him why he came to this little town to begin with, and he tells them, "Yeah, I'm here to take the top spot." Everybody was flabbergasted, especially this gorilla Sugishita. Bro put up to the classroom mad as hell, and immediately threw a punch, demolishing a desk. Bro, there's no reason a high schooler should be this strong. Like, why have they been feeding you? And what's more wild is Sakura's not even scared. He put up in this bit ready to scrap. Anywho, they start throwing punches. It turns out this man Sugishita has been coming here since he was in middle school. So that's just how strong he is. And he is completely devoted to the current leader.
Hey, yo.
When Sakura came and said he was gonna take the top spot, bro took that as him challenging his king. Anywho, bro, this fight kind of slapped. Sakura's dodging all this man's punches like they were sweet. Bro hit Sakura with a leg sweep and he jumps. And when the next punch is coming towards Sakura, he trips. And Sugishita saw that as his opening, throwing one last punch. But Sakura, who is very flexible, dodges it with a back bend and kicks this nigga with that sweet chin music. Made his ass bleed. They were about to continue fighting, but the leader came on the intercom, and everybody stood at attention, which made zero sense to Sakura, because he thought this leader would have some sort of booming voice and some indomitable aura.
A Sky High W movie.
But it was the complete opposite. The number one at their school is just this happy-go-lucky guy who enjoys gardening a whole lot, and he's
with his passive ass fighting abilities. His fighting ability is so passive. He will let you express yourself while whooping his ass until you break down and know what to do so you can come to your senses. That's scary.
Super chill. Anywho, they go out patrolling and end up in enemy territory. They see one of their middle schoolers getting chased, and Windbreaker not being content without having a fight every 2 seconds, Sakura and Sugishita immediately jumps into action, drop kicking this nigga in the face. While they standing there about to discuss what happened, Joe Togame pulled up. See, he's the second in command of the Devotees of Power, aka Shisturin. That's the name of their crew. The guy that got his face kicked in starts screeching about how Bofurin's gonna get the beats for coming into their territory and hurting him. And this man Togame proceeds to smash the bottle on his head and proceeds to pummel this man. Because you see, he lost, which means he's weak, and weaklings don't belong in Shisturin. To which Sakura does not agree with and thinks he's lame as fuck.
The whole time, homie had a reason though.
Right off the bat, they don't like each other.
Whole time, homie was cool. Yo, with the glasses.
Episode 3, and it's non-stop fight. Things did not slow
straight
down
scrap.
in episode 4.
Straight
they
scrap.
have a meeting with the leader discussing what happened, and the middle schooler is apologizing for what he did, bringing trouble to Bofuri. Dude says it's okay, it's all fine, we're gonna protect you. That's what him as a big brother is supposed to do, because the entire town is his family. And they get a call on the phone. Not 2 seconds after the phone call, this dude posts up, dragging a body, screaming into a megaphone that he wants to fight.
His ass was so annoying. I wanted to jump through the TV, just strangle his ass myself, but I know I'll get fucked up. His ass was, I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him.
And he is a literal nutcase, bro.
Yeah, he was a psycho.
Fighting. Mainly, he wants to fight the leader of Bofuri. You know when you have a little brother and they like always want to fight you for some odd reason? Yeah, that's basically this guy right here. Anywho, Sakura realizing that, hey, if this guy's the leader, that means he's stronger than Togame. And bro immediately gets a boner for fighting. Until he felt Hajime's aura behind him. Anywho, they go down to confront this lunatic. And Sakura pipes up saying he wants to fight. And Hajime made him tighten up real quick.
I won't say it again. I can't move.
That aura.
That's rough, buddy.
Anywho,
That
the
aura.
lunatic is jumping around saying he wants to fight, trying to provoke Hajime. But he really don't care about fighting. He's like, hey, bro, you already made a mess on my turf. We beat your guy. So let's just call it even and you take your ass home or something.
That's what I thought you said. Now let me
Yeah, this is a rebuttal.
Bro comes in with a kick, and Hajime blocked it. And Hajime's like, bro, what the hell do you want? Why you want to fight me so bad? And it turns out, he don't care about the fighting, oddly enough. He just wants Hajime and the entirety of Bofuri. Because he doesn't understand how everybody respects Hajime without him having to put the fear of God into them by beating their ass. The way that he runs his crew. Anywho, he wants to fight right now, a one-on-one. But his entire crew pulls up. And instead of them just fighting there, they decide to have a good old-fashioned tournament arc. Everybody chooses who they're gonna have a fight with the headliners being both leaders fighting each other. Finally, they pull up to Shistorin's territory. And not gonna lie, this entire tournament arc was just straight.
This when it got crazy. This when the show actually solidified itself for me. Straight hands. And they was telling the story through their hands. This is when the show picked up for me.
Hands and ideals going against each other. The first
Exactly.
fight was this dude over here with this trashiest haircut I've ever seen. Bro came straight out of 2024 TikTok versus Sugishita.
Got
bro
fucked
pulls
up.
a dirty move and snuck Sugishita with a punch. But bro ate the punch like it was nothing. Grabbed his hand and then grabbed his face to assert pure disrespect like Ichigo did with Aizen. Slams his head on the floor, ending the fight with one shot. The peanut
Exactly.
gallery
Wasn't
was
even-
flabbergasted at this.
yeah.
'Cause what? They were ready to see a good fight. Moving on, the next fight was Suo fighting the last guy's best
Yeah,
friend.
that's my
Bro
man.
looks
That's right
like a
there. That's
nervous
my
wreck.
man.
Every time he's on screen, he looks like he's ready to have a
Embarrassed him.
panic attack at the smallest thing. Anywho, he's mad that his friend got taken out in such a humiliating way and vows revenge. But little did he know what was waiting for him. They start fighting, and this man Suo immediately starts disrespecting this, dodging all his punches, using his body weight against him, and humiliating him. And bro, he is enjoying this. This is his entire plan to just humiliate this man, to make him feel what that previous guy that got kicked in the face felt. And bro, throughout this entire fight, mans did not land a single hit. Bro was getting tossed around like a sack of potatoes, flipped like a burger, and he could do nothing about it. This fight is the definition of bad matchmaking, bruh. Basically, your average player match in Sparking Zero. After Suo taunted him, bro got mad and threw a punch and ended up with a foot in his face. Right when Suo was getting ready to beat his ass for real, Joe called off the fight because he saw how unfair this shit was. Anywho, the next fight was Hirogi versus his childhood friend Sako. Our friendly neighborhood lunatic is way too excited for this fight to begin. And when they start, bro, it was straight hands.
Straight
bro.
hands.
Like, no expense
Straight
was
hands.
spared on these fight scenes. And the choreography was great. Anywho, Sako's tired of being looked down upon by Hirogi. And his plan is to beat the shit out of Hirogi to show his superiority. And that he's not a defenseless little boy anymore. Anywho, they get back to squabbling. And again, I cannot help mentioning the fight choreography. And to be honest, I expected no less. This was animated by Cloverworks. And if you're not familiar with their works, they've done My Dress Up Darling, Spy Family, and Fate Grand Order, to name some of the popular ones. But anywho, back to this fight. They're throwing hits after hits, and
Now, Fate. I cannot watch Fate without fucking up the order I'm supposed to be watching it in. I gotta continue. I left off on episode 2 of like Fate Stay, some shit like that. I can't watch it because I'm confused.
Sako pulls off this kick.
No, what is this?
That was
Shit,
just
gonna get me
impressive.
copyrighted.
There's nothing else I can say, but that was very impressive. Anywho, he's pushing Hirogi back, and the peanut gallery, of course, is excited, including our favorite lunatic. Turns out, Sako's one of the top 5 fighters in their game. But for some short backstory, Hirogi was the one who taught him how to defend himself, and he looked up to him. But once Hirogi decided to follow Hajime, the leader of Bofuri, he felt lost and betrayed, because he was gonna support this man all the way to the top, and now he's following somebody else. So he gets mad and goes to the opposite side. Anywho, after some shit talking, they get back to squabbling, and Sako got faster, landing a nice juicy kick to this nigga. And it looked like Hirogi was out of commission, not gonna lie. Sako starts talking shit, saying that Hiragi has gotten weaker because he hangs around a bunch of pussies. So Sakura pipes up, screaming at Hirogi for making them look bad. Anywho, Hiragi wakes up and scares the daylights out of Sako with a punch. Bro took his heartburn pills and said he's gonna get serious now. They get back to fighting, and it looks like they're evenly matched, going blow for blow. But Togabe mentions that Hirogi has this in the bag because he's just stronger. And while it turns turns out he was right. Sako pulls off this nice little move and was going to give Hirugi a back shot, but he blocked it. Apologizes to Sako for not becoming the version of himself that Sako was looking up to, because he never really wanted to be that guy to begin with. And so he gut punches Sako, signifying an end to this fight. Hirugi was just looking out for Sako, because Sako saw him as the guy who should be on top, because people naturally followed him. But Hirugi saw Hajime, who has all the qualifications of a leader, and chose to support him. So he told Sako, if you continue to follow me, it's not gonna be the same. I'm not gonna be on top. And he took it the wrong way, so this is how we ended up here, with Sako holding this grudge. Anywho, the Peanut Gallery is flabbergasted. They just lost another fight. These niggas have lost like 3 fights back to back. I'd be embarrassed if I were y'all. The next fight of the tournament is Togame fighting Sakura.
Yeah, this was another good fight.
Already long as hell. So
yeah, that was another good fight.
I want to put this video out as soon as I can, and if I try to edit this 30-minute long video in 2 days, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna leave this here and try to get you guys the rest of the tournament as soon as I can. I promise you. Thanks again, Aura, for sponsoring the video. And if you enjoyed,
I ain't gonna go into it.
Subscribe.
All right, so that fight, it was really pretty much of Sakura asking him, "Why are you doing this? What's the reason behind this? Who do you fight for? What do you do?" And then pretty much his backstory was, if I can remember correctly, he wanted to follow the lunatic, but he saw the lunatic was getting out of hand with his controlling people, and he couldn't. My bad, I'm trying to remember. He couldn't like fathom the way how he was controlling the squad. So I guess he started following behind him. I'm trying to remember. I watched it Windbreaker when it first came out, when all the episodes dropped. I'm watching Done It On now. Well, I just finished Done It On. I'm just picking up on Angel Beats, trying to finish out Angel Beats. Yeah, but that was a good fight. And then I think the fight after that was the Silver Hair Yo and Alita. And that was a great fight too. Windbreaker did straight hands. This is really what Tokyo Revengers should have been, but it's not. But we got Windbreaker. Hopefully season 2 come out soon. We get a movie from this. Yeah. Shout out JP Talk Too Much. This has been Vass Reacts. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.